SV. Today is Monday and it is the last week before we're back in the classroom. So it is Monday, week 3, and the work we've got for you today is fairly straightforward. I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm very late because unfortunately I had trouble with my videoing. So I'm going to quickly run through it now. So let's see how we go. You've got look, cover, write, check as your spelling words. So once you get through the planning for each day, here is your Monday, and you've got look, cover, say, write, check. You've got spelling, sound, categories. And what we're doing is we're looking at the graphemes. To be 100%, I'm actually not sure what's going on here with these two boxes. But what we want you to do is, if you go back to the framework, we're looking for B and double B. Now you're looking to find a food, name, colour, sport, animal and country that either start with B or have double B inside them. For example, a food, you could have banana, you could have bread, you could have bubble gum. So bubble gum obviously has quite a few B's in it. But then what we want you to do in brackets next to it is tell us how many graphemes are in that word. So for example, if you have bread, when I sound it out, it is B, D. There are 4 graphemes in bread. But if I spelt it out, bread is obviously B-R-E-A-D. But the E and the A make one sound. It is a grapheme. So what you've got to understand is you're just going to sound it out really carefully. And some words could be 4 letters that you've chosen. You'll find that they make one sound, like I-G-H is 3-letter word and it makes one sound. So looking at the graphemes, it's the sounds of the words. Sounds inside the words. We've been working a little bit on Klein, so here's your list, and go from the weaker meaning to the stronger meaning. And these are emotion words, so silly, outrageous, absurd, foolish, excessive, illogical, ridiculous. It's all about developing your vocabulary. I shouldn't have said emotional words. They're really more behavioural words, so you can understand the difference of what sort of behaviour each word might be. Place it on the Klein so that you can work out which is the lesser to the greater. For the next 2 days, you're looking at explorers who have explored Australia. So you're going to do what we call a storyboard, which is like a cartoon strip about the explorer and what happened to them. So you'll need to understand and read through the PowerPoint. There's one on the stream. There's also the information here in your booklet. So we're looking at the diverseness of the Australian environment and how people have gone about exploring that and the reasons why they have done that. We've given you a few explorers that you could look at and choose one of them to talk about and to draw about. And the very last 4 slides is talking to you about the research project and what is included. For a much bigger version, go onto the stream and you can read that a lot clearer. But the idea is that you're coming up with a little cartoon for us, talk about the exploration of that particular adventurer. So please look at the PowerPoint for that. Obviously, the first explorers of Australia are the Aboriginal people, the First Nations people. So we have absolute respect for the fact that they discovered and lived in Australia for thousands of years before the white man came in and invaded. So we have to appreciate that we are only talking about a certain time frame here, and we are just talking about the documented history, not as in pictures, which the First Nations people did, but it's more about written history and mapping history. So that's the difference. We're looking at European explorers, and we hope that doesn't upset people, but it is part of the history of Australia. It's very relatively modern history when we compare it to the vast, enormous history of the Aboriginal people. So we do absolutely respect and take full acknowledgement that the Aboriginal people, the First Nations people, have been here way, way longer than the white European settlements of Europe. So you've got quite a few things to read in there and come up with something which is fun for you and interesting for you. So 2 days to do that. The multiplication, sorry, all this week is division. So the multiplication tables is in there to help you with your division. There is a link in the framework, so please have a look at that, just me explaining the division. And there's also this sheet that can take you through the different things that we're looking at. But we're looking at the inverse relationship, that multiplication is mirrored in the division. So they're absolutely connected. And we want you to use that understanding to work out the problem. So for here, you're looking at 16 divided by 4. Well, think to yourself, what times 4 will give me 16? You can then go back to your your multiplication times tables. You go to your 4 times tables and you look for the answer 16. And then you can see here that, 4 times 4 equals 16. So you know the answer is 4 for the first one. So this shouldn't take you too long. Good luck with that. Tick this box. I could nearly do all these things without looking at the times table chart. Maybe you're somebody who's already really on board with your times tables, and tick that if you are that clever. In the afternoon, there's some library work, and it is it's library work, and it's all to do with the live stream of last week. So you can jump online and have a look at those resource pages, and then you can do a student review of Bigger, Better, Brighter. Write your own review. There's a crossword there and a find a word. And that is Monday. So good luck with that. I hope all goes well. Bye.